So hey guys, I just wanted to come to you with a quick video training on 4 ways to gain clarity and to discover who you are. If you're interested in a video like that, please keep watching. So thank you so much for joining me on Elevated. Elevated, we do interviews with people making an impact in their community, whether it's business or personal. They are making an impact in some sort of way. So if you're interested in videos and interviews like that, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and check out the other videos that we have on there. But today I wanted to talk about self-discovery, finding yourself. If you feel lost, if you feel like you have no sense of direction, then this is a video training for you. So I wanted to pull up our PowerPoint, or my PowerPoint for this video training. And let's see if I can get it to work. This is my first time using this software for video training. It's not my first video training, but my first time doing this. So yeah, here we go. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all, my PowerPoint for this presentation, this training. And so let's get started. There we go. So hopefully you can see the training. It's 4 ways to gain clarity and discover who you are. Get out of your comfort zone. How many of us are comfortable? And being comfortable in our comfort zone is not going to do us any favors. It's not going to serve us in any way, because growth obviously happens outside of our comfort zone. So this training today is going to be 4 ways to gain clarity and discover who you are. And for me, I want people to stop being lost. I've been there. It's not fun. And I understand that a shift has to occur. A breakthrough has to occur, because being lost is not fun at all. And we don't want to be lost. We want to be found, right? So what does that look like? Living with intention and clarity. Well, self-identity, knowing who you are, discovering who you are. Sometimes we get so lost in other things, other situations, other people, that we lose a sense of who we are. And discovering your purpose. Everyone, and I truly believe this, everyone has a purpose on this life, in this world. Everyone has a purpose in this world, and it's just about discovering what that is, because life situations and the certain conditioning that we've endured over the years, and the programming that we were raised with, can cloud our judgment and cloud our purpose for ourselves, because we get lost in other things that sometimes we forget who we are. And so getting clear direction, if you have a business or you're an entrepreneur, getting brand identity, which is so important when it comes to building a business, especially in the initial stages, because building a business in this initial stages is about telling a story. And I'm a big proponent of that. We need to tell a story with our business. We're more than just providing a service or product, but we're also telling a story. What impact does our business have on society? Because it does. It has some sort of impact. So it's about telling that story and letting other people know what kind of impact your business has on the community. And so when you are more clear and you gain that clarity, you have less anxiety, less confusion, and you start living more. And who doesn't want that? I know I do. I want to live more. That's part of my slogan, is to travel more, live more, and experience more. And so who is this for? So who is this for? This is for brand owners, those feeling stuck, those seeking clarity, wanting to be clear on the direction for their future, wanting to establish identity. And like I said, especially in our business and even in life, sometimes we get lost. We don't know what story we're telling or the story that we want to tell. And so this is what this training is for those that are looking for identity, those that feel stuck, and those that are seeking direction. Are you trapped? So I want to include this slide in this training because I think that a lot of times, especially when it comes to finding direction, seeking clarity, and living with intention, we are trapped. We are trapped in our comfort zone. We are living on autopilot. We are among the living dead. We are, just comfortable and doing the same thing over and over again and not actually experiencing life. My motto at AmberMarieTurner.com is to travel more, live more, and experience more. And I'm so passionate about all of those things because with travel, you experience new cultures, different perspectives, and live more because we only have one shot at this. And that saying is, I'm so bad with sayings, but that saying is, if you do it right, one shot is all you need. And that's what we want. One shot is all we need. So, who am I? That is me, and I am her. I am an author, a life coach, a clarity strategist. I help people find clarity in their life and business. I've also built many brands over the years, and I've worked with other brands as well. I've done social media for other brands. I've managed their brands and storytelling and their branding behind their business. And so those are a few books that I've created. The Fearless Muscle is the first book of my children's book series, which I'm really excited about. And I'm very passionate about overcoming fear because I think that fear is what stopped us from living in our truth and living in our passion and living in our purpose. And I think that it's important for our children to know about overcoming fear. And so that's why I even started that book series, is because I think that that's an important message to share with our children today. Who Says I Can't Have It in You? Who Says I Can't Have It My Way was my first book. And it's actually about my life and how I've been able to overcome fear, and how just a journey that I had to take big leaps in my life and overcome a lot of programming and conditioning, and that I had to overcome to do the things that I've done thus far. And so The Real Secret to Success is another book of mine, and that again has to deal with overcoming fear and leveraging failure to become successful. And my other books, The Art of Being Unbothered, The Opportunity of Pageants, all are about leveraging what resources you have at the present moment. The Opportunity of Pageants, I competed in pageants myself in a past life. No, just kidding. But I have competed in a few pageants myself, and I was actually the executive director of the United States of America's Miss Colorado pageant. So I managed the pageant for the state. So I managed the branding for the state of Colorado. I managed the people and the contestants, and I actually managed the event and the production of the event. And that's another business that I do, is I do produce and manage events as well. And so even with the events that I do produce, I produce them from concept to post production action items. So from beginning to end is what I do. So even with the events that I create, it's about creating that story, the storytelling of what we're trying to accomplish, the event and the branding, the marketing and the promotion of the event, and the actual production of the event itself. Making a Difference Dinner is one of the events that I produced, which was a huge production and very successful and very fun. We managed to raise funds to benefit autism and those on the spectrum, which was really, really fun. And the other brands is what I created, and Impact You is actually under Deluxe Productions, which is my event production business, and we produce events, trainings, self-development type of media, all sorts of things. And so with the things that I produce and the businesses that I've created and the brands, I have managed to get published in many magazines. I was on the news, and I was covered in several publications and magazines. I've met amazing people along the way, celebrities and influencers and all sorts of things. It's been a really, really fun ride, and an interesting one too. It's fun. I love creating. I love storytelling. That's what I'm very passionate about, and I think that storytelling is so important when it comes to life. If you go back in history, that's all they had, and that was their entertainment. And it's still the form in which it's delivered is different, obviously, but it's still very impactful on everyone. I think that everyone enjoys a good story. And with everything that I do, the books that I produce, the brands that I manage, the businesses and brands that I have produced, it's all about storytelling. And, what kind of impact do you leave on society and in your community? And I'm a firm believer of that. And so moving on. So what is your number one challenge in life right now? Is it feeling lost? Are you coming out of a situation? Are you transitioning out of something that you've identified yourself with very heavily? Have you lost your job? Have you got a new job and you're trying to figure out what your identity is in that? Have you started a new business and you're trying to figure out some clarity in the direction in which you should go with this business? Or there's been a shift in your business. What is the number one challenge in your life right now? And I want you to take some time to think about that. So if you're unwilling to be uncomfortable, your life is stuck in the same place. And for a lot of us, when it comes to making a shift and trying to get some clarity and get a better direction for our future, we often get stuck because we are comfortable. And no one wants to be uncomfortable, which I totally understand. But we're not going to grow. We're not going to see the shifts in our life that we want to see if we continue to be comfortable. And so I want you to think about some ideas of where you're stuck and where you're just comfortable, where you're just on autopilot in your life. Imagine what would your life look like if you solved that challenge. Now, in the previous slide, what was the number one challenge? Now, if you solved that challenge in your life right now, what would your life look like? Would it be more abundant? Would you have time freedom? Location freedom? Would you be living on an island somewhere, just working from your laptop? Would you be a thriving, successful business owner? Would you be your own boss? What does that look like? What would your life look like if you solved that challenge? That's where all the fun and growth will happen. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree. And so the 4 steps in gaining clarity and discovering who you are and getting a sense of direction is to actually go back. Number 1 step is to go back. Go back to how you were raised, that conditioning, that programming. What did that do for you? Or what did it not do for you? Were you raised thinking that you were always going to have to rely on someone to provide a living for yourself? And maybe that's hindering you from actually making money in your business, or being independent? Were you raised that you always had to be codependent on someone else? Like, think of those things, like some of the conditioning that perhaps in the programming that you're not aware was actually affecting you, but does affect you in your adulthood, or how your family dynamics were, how that might affect you right now. Did you see love when you were a kid? Did you see those things? I mean, just think about the different things that you're seeing show up in your life that you can't understand why it keeps showing up in your life right now. That happens to the best of us. We don't realize we keep seeing the same things over and over again, and then things keep manifesting in our life, and we keep seeing the same thing over and over again, and no matter how we try, how much we try, it keeps showing up and it doesn't change. So we have to go back to that kind of family dynamics, perhaps, or the conditioning, or the things that we saw, the things that we believed when we were kids, or even 5 years ago. What is it? And so we have to go back and think of those things. And for me personally, I had to go back in my life and actually look at some things that occurred in my life that perhaps is like hindering me in the growth that I want to see at the present moment. That was stopping me from getting my breakthrough and seeing the life that I wanted to have and having that come to fruition. And so we have to think about those things. We have to go back. I mean, that is a whole process in itself, but that is the first step in gaining clarity and getting a clear direction for your future. And so number 2, once we can figure out why we're seeing some things, why we have some blocks, and why are we hitting it's like hitting a brick wall, why those things are occurring, we need to start exploring and trying new things to discover what that passion is and what our purpose is and what things feed our soul. What gives us energy? Like, there are things in your life that give you energy. I hope so. There might not be, though. But that's where number 2 comes in. Step number 2 is explore and try new things. Because in that exploration of trying new things, you discover your passions. You discover what you're good at. You discover what you're not good at, or what you don't like and what you do like. And you get more clear about what makes you feel good. Because at the end of the day, it means you need to feel good. You need to be happy. What is going to lead you to having a more joyful life? Living an elevated, increased life. So exploring new things, maybe try new restaurants. You might discover a food that you really didn't know you enjoyed. You might discover that you do like cooking, which I don't understand what, why people would like that, but I like when people cook for me. So I guess I can see that. But you know, you might discover things that you was not in your reality at that moment that you really, really enjoy. Like try going to your driving range. If you've never golfed, going to the driving range and just hitting some balls. You might be extremely good at it and you didn't even know. And you love it. You just don't know until you explore things. And one of the things that, especially that I had the great opportunity to do, is actually explore different things. And in that exploration, I did find what I was good at and what I wasn't good at. Now, it might look like to some like outsiders that you're being flaky, you don't have a sense of direction, but it's part of the process. It's part of the process of discovering yourself, because you would never know what you like and what you don't like unless you try it. So try new things. You might discover that you're great at hosting and you love being in front of the camera, or acting or dance, whatever the case is. Take a new class, a cooking class, a dance class, try a new exercise, or try to exercise, period. I mean, you just never know what is going to feel good unless you try it. And there's nothing wrong with exploring, because I think that in today's society, especially, people will make you feel wrong for exploring. Like something is wrong with you if you explore and try a whole bunch of new different things. But honestly, that is a beautiful thing, to be able to explore different things and really find out what energizes you. Because that is amazing. That is such a gift, to know and figure out what you're passionate about. Because you won't figure out what you're passionate about unless you try it. So step number 3 is to evaluate your passions. Now, once you explored and tried all these new different things, now it's time to evaluate your passions. Like, what is it that really makes you feel good about the thing that makes you feel good? Like, what is it? Like, for me, I love doing videos. I love creating videos. And I thought it was the act of creating videos that I really enjoyed. But one of the subject areas in which I do videos is actually trying to inspire people to act and move in their passion. And that's what really I'm very passionate about. Like, really, like, it feeds me, it energizes me, it makes me feel really good. So, like, in evaluating your passion, like, what is it about that one thing that makes you feel good, that gives you energy, that makes you feel good? Like, what is it about it? Is it actually the physical act of swinging that golf club and hitting the ball? Or is it just the environment of being on the green? I mean, I don't know much about golf. I'm not going to even lie. But is it like just being in that environment that makes you feel good? Like, what is it about that passion that makes you feel good, that gives you energy, that feeds your soul? And so once you evaluate your passions, then you can get more clear on the direction for your life. Now start being intentional. Once you figured out what it is that you're passionate about, what makes you happy and is just your purpose and you feel it, start being intentional. Now that you discover what you're ultrally, is that a word? Ultrally? I don't think so. What you're passionate about. Write that book. Is that what you're passionate about? Write that book. Write it. Okay? Start that business that you're passionate about. Align yourself with that nonprofit that you're just ultrally I'm just using ultrally, and I think I just made that up, but you're so passionate about. Line yourself with that nonprofit, get that job, set your intention, and live intentionally in your passion. That thing that feeds you, that feeds your soul. So I hope you found these 4 steps helpful in getting clarity and getting clear on your life and living with intention. Because living with intention is ultra important. It really is. It's what makes you wake up in the morning. It makes you feel good. It makes you jump out of bed and do whatever it is that you're passionate about. And so I wanted to offer those 4 tips. So I wanted to offer those 4 steps on how to get clear on your life and how to gain clarity. I am your clarity strategist, and you can find more about me at ambermarieturner.com. I hope you found this video helpful. I just wanted to do a real quick video training, really quick, on something that I'm really passionate about, because I think that honestly, if everyone on this earth lived in their passion, this whole world would look different. We would raise the consciousness of this planet, and it would look so different. If everyone lived in their passion, everyone would be more happy. It would just be a better place to live. Not that I feel like it's a bad place to live, because honestly, I don't believe that. But things can always be better, you know? So if you're interested in mentorship and coaching to see if this kind of thing is right for you, check out my link below and visit me at ambermarieturner.com. If you want, I invite you to find out more about me with my YouTube videos. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I do videos like this. I don't often do training, but I do relationship health videos, relationship videos, just all sorts of videos on life, because I like to take a holistic approach when it comes to life, because I think that addressing us as a whole person is very important. My goal for you is to gain clarity on your brand or direction in your life. In order for you to get clear, I know what you need to do to get crystal clear, because I've been through it. Like I've been through it. Like I remember waking up one day, and I knew it had gotten so bad that I woke up one day and I was like, not this again. I literally said that. And I just knew that I needed to make a shift. I needed a breakthrough, and I needed a change. Now, if that's you, I want to help you with that. I don't want anyone on this earth, this planet, to feel like I was feeling at that moment, because I knew it had gotten really bad for me to say that. And I always felt like I was a positive person. If you read my book, my first book, Who Says I Can Have It My Way, I always felt like I was a positive person. And I shared in that book, I realized the narrative that was going through my head, and it wasn't good. I knew that I had to make a change. I had to shift. And it was imperative for me to do so. And I know that if you're going through that, I know how you feel. And it's not a good feeling, especially if you feel like you're alone. And unfortunately, a lot of us do feel alone, and I don't want that to be you. So if you're interested in getting mentorship and getting coaching, I would love to be that for you. I would also love for you to join us on Patreon, our community on Patreon. The link is below for that as well. I'm a big advocate for everyone to live in their passion. And, you know, I think that it's very important for us to do so, but it's definitely a process, and it takes accountability. It takes accountability. It takes someone to be there and to help us through that process. So this May, or may not be for you. But if you're committed to living with intention, getting clear on your future or brand, and living in your passion or purpose, then I invite you to check out the link below. You can book a session with me there, or you can go to my website to find out more about me and other resources that I share, AmberMarieTurner.com. And also, I would love if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click wherever the YouTube subscribe thing is, because it's going to be on YouTube. And give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments below. And I will check you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. And peace.